99% of people won't do this, but it will change your life. I used to be one of those people that I wanted to achieve a lot of things in life, but I found myself consistently not being able to do the things I needed to do. And anytime I set myself some goals and I decide to do certain things, I end up not doing it. And I started to ask myself, what is really going on? And I started to do some digging. I realized that I had a PM-AM problem. And a lot of people don't know they have this PM-AM problem. And when I discovered it and I was able to fix it, it changed everything for me. This is exactly what I mean. So we have PM and AM. PM stands for poverty mindset, and AM stands for abundance mentality. For a long time, I used to think that the problem was I was spending my time on the wrong things, or maybe my goals were too big. That wasn't the problem. The problem was I had a poverty mindset because I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the finances to be able to do the things that I needed to do. I would always convince myself that nobody else have the resources or finances. And what that led to is I'll start something and stop because I'll convince myself that I'm wasting my time. Consistently, I'll start something, then I'll stop. Then I'll start, then I'll stop. There was no continuity for whatever I was doing. And for the abundance mindset, how I was able to switch my mind was I started to hang around with different sets of people who had made more progress, way ahead more than me. And they started to challenge the things I was saying. So somebody who has an abundance mindset is always focused on what they can do and what they can achieve. They don't set their mind on limiting belief. If you have a poverty mindset, no matter what opportunities are presented to you, you are constantly going to look at it that it's not something that's feasible. So most people, when they think about PM, they think about darkness. They think about evening, night. And most people, when they think about AM, they think about morning and day. Shifting your mindset and shifting your mentality is like night to day. It can transform a lot of things around you because you see this person over here. They are focused on, oh, it's raining. Oh, things are not going well. Oh, I'm having some challenges. Today is not a good day. They blame everything on external factors besides themselves. But if you really want to have autonomy in your life, you have to start taking accountability for the things that happen in your life, even if you're not responsible for it. It starts to put you in control and put you in the driver's seat of the person who has taken full control of the circumstance or the situation. You never want to find yourself that you are the type of person that you feel like things are being done to you or situations are beyond your control. An abundance mentality is always looking at what things can be achieved, how to make something out of nothing, turning lemons into lemonade. A poverty mindset is always set on the things that cannot be done. Friends, if you really want to change your life this year, instead of setting big goals, focus on what is really running in the software of your mind. When you wake up in the morning, get a journal and write down all the things that are in your mind. Do this consistently and you start to realize that what is plaguing you is not external forces. The biggest person that is fighting you is you. And I discovered that the biggest person that was fighting me was myself. And until I started to work on this, nothing changed. Because if you don't have the right frame of mind, we'll keep on sabotaging every opportunity that comes your way. If you have the right mindset, it doesn't matter what circumstances or situations that are before you, you find a way to overcome it. I have over the years come to realize that most people operate in PM rather than AM. I'll say 1% of people operates on the AM and 99.9% of people operate in the PM. Where you're operating, whether it's the AM or PM, it's just like the name. PM for darkness, AM for light. It starts to affect the way you see everything moving forward. So if you feel like things have not been the way you wanted it to be, or you're not getting the results that you've been expecting to get, I recommend that sit down and do a self-analysis. Are you someone, it's not what you say out or how positive you are outside. What are the thoughts that usually run through your mind? You need to start journaling. You need to start writing it down. And once you start journaling and you start writing it down, you start to realize that you probably need to make an adjustment from here to here. And once you make an adjustment, what usually helps is joining communities of people who are going to challenge your mindset. You know, when you have a poverty mindset and it's consistently plaguing you because maybe your upbringing, your worldview, your environment has caused you to be able to perceive the world in a certain way. When you start getting around the right kind of people, it starts to challenge the way you think, and it makes you start to question what you've thought all this while. Do you know there are buildings that are $100 million that people buy? Do you know there are islands that people get? Do you know there are people who they were not born in the right circumstance and situation that have defied the odds and have created an amazing life for themselves and their families? Do you know there are people who are not educated who have defied the odds? Do you know, like, I can go on for hours. But what usually is running every human being is either their PM or their AM. Your goal here now, rather than setting big goals and saying, I want to achieve all these different things this year, figure out where you're operating and start making the movement from here to this side, and spend a lot of time with people who are AM people. Not people who wake up in the morning, but people who have an abundant mentality. People who are always go-getters. People who are trying to make something out of themselves. People who speak well about themselves. People who are not shaken by circumstances or situation. Once you start getting around these kinds of people, you can find communities, online forums. There are masterminds you can join. There are coaches you can pay to be able to join programs and communities they have. Your goal is to start taking action to change your life. So guys, I have something important I want to share with you here. You realize that I wrote the word I am. Why did I write the word I am? If you put I in front of AM, you get I am. What does God call himself? I am, that's the name God calls himself. And if you put it in front of anything, you say I am this. You start to define yourself to be the thing. So you can say I am poor or I am rich. Which one resonates more with you? You can say I am smart or I'm dumb. Which one resonates more with you? Whenever you put the word I am in front of anything, you start to realize that you are calling things that were not as if they are. And this is how God have asked us to live our life. It's an interesting thought that popped into my mind, how people operate on the PM, the poverty mindset side of the quadrant, and other people operate on the AM, abundance mindset. And this sets the entire tone of their life. So if you are looking to be able to change your life this year, rather than setting big goals and overworking yourself, start asking yourself the important question. Are you operating with the poverty mindset, or you are operating with the abundance mentality? Mindset is something that is fixed. Mentality is something that is evolving, and that is why people in this side of the quadrant, they make progress and they grow compared to people on this side of the quadrant. So here's the lesson from today. Growth starts in your mind before it shows up in your life. If you made it to this point of the video, type in AM in the comment section. My name is Kimbwari. If you enjoyed this video, click here to watch my next video.